down on the ground. Let's now head over to the coast on a story that we have been closely following up for you. 3 Mombasa gubernatorial candidates claim that the county government has denied them permits to erect campaign billboards. Senator Hassan Omar of the Wiper Democratic Movement, Suleiman Shahbal of Jubilee Party and Hezron Awiti of the Vibrant Democratic Party say their applications to erect billboards across the county have not been approved. The candidates claim it is unfair for Governor Hassan Joho to put up his billboards while thwarting every effort of his competitors to promote theirs. And let's now speak to our reporter Francis Mtalaki joining us from Mombasa. Mtalaki, we spoke to the County Communications Director Richard Chacha, who denied the claims, saying politicians should seek permission from private companies, which he said were allocated the advertising sites. Have you managed to speak to the candidates themselves, and what are they saying?
Well, good afternoon, Akisa. That is the same statement that was issued some few minutes ago by the cabinet secretary, the cabinet for Mombasa County here in charge of advertisement and transport in general, Dr. Najib Balala, and he was saying that. Prior to what the other competitors are saying, that with regard to the issues about billboards, is that they should go to the advertisers, then come to the county government of Mombasa. And it seems the battle for Mombasa gubernatorial seat has been changed to matters of advertising and competition for the billboards. And as the CE for transport here in Mombasa was saying that they need to go to the advertisers, and I will now want to involve some of the political parties from the VDP party here, who is the Secretary General, Madam Millicent Odhiambo. Maybe you can begin by telling us, what is the problem?
Thank you very much. I'm Millicent Odhiambo, Secretary General, Vibrant Democratic Party. That is the key question that I'm asking myself this afternoon. What is the problem? Why are we not being allowed to advertise like every other person should? That is the key question. That is boggling our minds, and we are trying to unravel it. What is the problem?
And maybe for the purpose of our viewers, I would like to understand. You are claiming that you had presented a check to the county government of Mombasa. They declined it. When did you do this?
Like I heard you say much earlier, Taufik Balala says we need to go through advertising agents, and that is exactly what we did. On the 19th of June, we did an application to be allowed to put up advertisements in various places. That there was no reply to it at all. They just literally went silent. On the 20th of June again, we sent in a reminder that we had given you this application, and because of shortage of time, we may then take other steps to ensure that we are able to advertise our candidate for governorship. At the same time, we had already engaged an advertising agent who works with them closely and written a check in his favor to present to the county government, because they didn't want to they're not dealing with people directly, of 398,200 shillings as a down payment. The agent then came back to us and reported that it has been declined. They have refused to accept any payment for advertisement within Mombasa County.
But also, the word here in town is like the only reason that you guys are complaining is because the governor has more than 10 billboards already. And that's to some extent, maybe the county government is saying that they had booked earlier, 2 months before now what you are seeing on the streets of Mombasa.
That's a lie. That is not the reason. If you realize, our application also came in much earlier, sometimes early June, which is ample time for anybody to put up advertisements. But we are not competing with him at that level, because the billboards are not votes. But we want to have a space to remind Kenyans as they walk by that we have a candidate for governorship called Hezron Awiti Bolo. That is all we want to do. And we don't want to put many billboards like it is the only way votes are being sought. We only want to put places where people can be reminded and for publicity, which is a requisite for a campaign. And that is all we are asking for. We are not competing with him. Oh, he can even bring balloons from China and put it all over. That is not our issue. Our issue is in your massive space that you have. Please, could you also give us our little space to be who we need to be? That's all we are asking for. So we are not competing with his mightiness of the air and the ability to book 2 months early and the ability to block other people. No, that is not what we are competing with. We are just asking for our little small space.
But the county government also says that there is little space, given that they have not given any license to any new advertiser. So there's little space, and they're trying to consolidate the little space that is there so that everyone can have a portion. But they have a problem with the other side, that you didn't book early, and maybe you didn't prepare yourself.
That is not true, sir. It is not true, because we went to magnets who have put up billboards or positions for billboards. And they also clearly informed us that they have been instructed not to allow any other politician to put up their advertisements on their billboards. And that's why we were left with, so therefore, where do we go? Yet there is space, even as you move along nearly, there are billboards that are not occupied, even as we speak. There are those who are expiring at the time that we were placing in our request for advertisement, because we did our due diligence to find out if there is space, and we found, yes, some are expiring within this time. So if we applied, we could catch that space. But despite our doing our due diligence, they still come out and say no. So it's not about lateness, it's not about lack of planning. We are the most organized party in Mombasa. It's not about we are jealous about the many billboards the governor is putting up. We are not jealous about somebody who is going out of the seat. Hello.
And maybe my last question in 30 seconds. Yeah. Let's talk about the place that you want to put up a billboard. Yes. There's a school there. And the rules, they're saying that it is not viable for anyone to put up a billboard in that position.
But there's a billboard right across the road. There's a billboard around there. Do your due diligence. Go and check again. There is a billboard. Why are standards? Why do they keep shifting standards? Why are laws changing all the time? At one time when we were at the base, the other gentleman was saying you can't put a billboard within 100 meters. Can we go on the ground and see how many billboards are not within 100 meters? Let's not play monkey tricks here. Let's be honest. The honesty is we are being denied an opportunity to advertise our candidate, which is our constitutional right. And where your constitutional right is being thwarted, you go for it, because it's your constitutional right.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, that was Millicent Odhiambo talking to us with the matters, what has been happening here with regard to the matters for advertising and the campaign here and the Mombasa gubernatorial seat. As it seems, the temperatures here, everyone is looking for space, Akisa, in terms of advertising, and so we'll be able to see what is going to happen. But from here, we'll be trying to talk to some of the advertisers and see maybe what is the side of the story with regard to this matter here. Akisa.
Francis, thank you for that update. Francis Mtalaki joining us from Mombasa, and he wraps up our bulletin at this. Many thanks for joining us. Up next is Business Today. So don't go too far. My name is Akisa Wandera. Good afternoon.